Okay, in which case I'd like to call this meeting to order. This public meeting of the Frostburg Board of Zoning Appeals, as advertised in local newspapers, is to be held at the Frostburg Municipal Center, located at 37 Broadway on Thursday, May the 15th. That is today, and it is 7 o'clock. Pursuant to Section 1.18 of the Frostburg Zoning Ordinances, this session is now in session. Board members, Julia Williams.
Right here, present.
Connie Locks. Brian Alderton.
Here.
I, Tom Bachman, am here. And Kevin Wagner.
Here.
This public hearing is being conducted for the purpose of the property owner who is requesting approval of a special exemption process in the TLI the Technology Light Industrial District, pursuant to Section 3.11.C.5 of the Frostburg Zoning Ordinance, to allow a self-storage facility on the subject property. Meeting procedure will be as follows. When you are called to testify, please come forward, state your name and address, and proceed with your testimony. While testimony is being presented, other persons present will refrain from interrupting. Only testimony of persons recognized by the chair will have any bearing on the decision of the board. Decisions made by the Board of Appeals may be appealed to Circuit Court for Allegheny County, 30 Washington Street, Cumberland, Maryland. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Now, I'll let you find all the stuff there. Okay, this is case number 2632 at 12 Village Parkway. Okay, I read the statement of the appeals procedure and how it was to be done. Okay, so we are going to ask any witnesses, please stand and raise your right hand. Yeah, any witnesses who want to testify, any witness who wants to testify. Do you solemnly swear to or affirm under the penalties of perjury that the testimony you are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, at this time, we will have the applicant, okay, and proponent present their case. So, if it's your case to present, please come to the over here. There we go.
Name, address.
Name.
Oh,
Yeah.
Rick Nielsen, 11711 Stonewood Lane, Midlothian. All I have to say is we didn't know we needed a permit, basically, and my son, Brent Walker, is with the county, and he basically said, since it's sheds, that we didn't need one, so that's why we went through with this. And so, you know, they're just storage sheds. They're nothing, there's no footers, they're basically little pole buildings. So, we just had nothing to do in the wintertime. We just built them because we were bored. And being an industrial park, I figured it'd be, you know, wouldn't be a problem, but evidently it has been a problem, so, but I would like to say that our family's been in business in this town for over 60 years. My dad, my grandfather, my brother and I. So, and we have 5 small businesses over there, and I think we are definitely a good thing for the community to see Frostburg. So, that's about it.
At what point did you realize you needed permits?
We got a call from the city, and they sent I can't remember, but they sent an inspector over, and I talked to the girl upstairs, and she was like, well, you need a footer, and this, and I was like, no, these is just sheds. And so the inspector came over, and of course he was like, wow, these are really nice, and he did have us put a few hurricane ties on the rafters, but you know, after we get a couple of letters, it's like, hey, we need to permit. So that's when I was like, and I would like to say that I don't know if you guys have been down by there, but we have the nicest place, and our property is pristine. I mean, my neighbors, Artie Burrell, I went to school with, Craig Workman's my neighbor. I mean, we're all neighbors, but we take really good care of the property. And, you know, I feel we have the best kept place down there, even with storage buildings. I mean,
I was down this afternoon and I agree with you. Well done.
oh, thank you.
Anyone else have questions for our applicant here?
I have a question.
Is this going to be someone who is opposed, is this opposed to the granting or just a question?
I'm a owner of the building.
Oh, you are a landowner of the
Yes,
building?
I am.
Okay, so, okay, and you were, I know you were sworn in.
Yes. I'm a pet groomer at the building.
You have to come up to the podium,
I'm
don't
so
you?
sorry.
Yes, please.
This is my
Right.
dad and this is my uncle.
Okay, please come up to the podium, state your name and address, okay? Okay,
My name is Brooke Nielsen. I live in Cressup Town, 14711 Potomac Street.
okay.
And this is my dad and uncle. And we bought this property back in 2017. It was a foreclosure. And I have a small business. It's a pet grooming business.
Okay,
And my dad and my uncle, they're third generation contractors. And they had the idea to put the storage sheds over there. And we did not know we needed permits. I wasn't really involved in this situation, but being a third owner of the property, it involved me. However, I think it's a great idea for the community, considering we have FSU right there. We have college students coming in. They need a place to store their stuff. So I think it aids to the community. That's just my opinion. I think that in Frostburg, we don't have much of that. So it is a plus. And I think they were on the right path for having that idea. However, I did not know with the Board of Zoning that it would be an issue, so I never thought to say anything when they were building it. Is there any way that we can be grandfathered in for that?
grandfathered in?
Yes.
What do you mean by grandfathered in? The
Would
fact
they
that
allow it?
be-
Would they allow an exception?
Are we going, that will be
That's why we're
determined
here.
by the
That's what
board.
Yeah.
That's what we're here
That
to
would be
determine.
wonderful. That would be
Exactly.
wonderful, because they put a lot of hard work into these buildings.
Right.
And I feel that it's great for our community. Personal opinion. Thank you.
Anyone else here to speak in favor of the proposal? Okay,
Mr. Chair, I did have a question for
Yes.
Mr. Nielsen. So I was trying to do my homework before the meeting and looking into like the prohibitive uses of the district. And I suspect I know the answer, but I just want to ask the question as a matter of public record. Certain things are prohibited, as I've been kind of reading here, and one of which is highly hazardous chemicals. So can you please come up again and so we could just work through some of these prohibited things? There's a couple things listed in the zoning ordinance that are prohibited, and one was manufacturing or processing of highly hazardous chemicals. Is that going to happen?
No.
Okay. Animal rendering or concentrated animal feeding operations. Now you mentioned a pet groomer, but are you planning on bringing, a massive amount of animals in there, kind of like farm or something? Okay.
No.
Junkyards, extraction of petroleum and natural gas, and then mining activity. So none of those would apply. Okay.
Absolutely not.
All right. I think that's about all the questions I have. I think my next question will be for staff when they get a chance to talk. Thank you.
okay. Presentation of the Planning Commission report. Planning, right.
Yes, so the Frostburg Planning Commission, they met on August 14th, 2024, to review the proposed storage units at this property. And they voted unanimously to approve a favorable recommendation for the project to the Board of Zoning Appeals.
Thank you. Do we have any opponents?
Can I follow up with questions of staff,
Sure.
Mr. Chair?
Sure.
So Jamie, did you hear from anybody in the public? Like, did anybody call or email the city with any comments, concerns, or anything?
They did not.
Okay. And then the adjoiners, it sounds like everybody's friendly with each other, but any of the adjoiners contact you? Okay.
They did not.
All right, that's all I have.
Okay. Good. Do we have any opponents to the case? If so, you have to stand and be sworn in. Seeing none? Okay. We can forego the presentation of any rebuttal by the applicant. That will bring us into executive session. So we are now in executive session, discussion of the findings, okay, conclusions and conditions. Okay, so what board is your feelings on the matter here? Discussions of the findings, okay. Julia, you said you were over and looked at it.
Yes, it's very clean over there. Not a lot of traffic. People were out and about. Nothing extraordinary.
Okay.
It's just well kept.
What's the distance like off of the Village Parkway? Is it fairly decent distance off the
Yeah.
Village Parkway there?
It's
Yes.
adequate. I was over twice. Back in August, I think when we first did that, I took a ride up there, and then I did before torrential rain came down this week. But the property's well kept. Everything's put back. It's a great business. These guys have been in town for 60 years, like they said. Well respected. I'm good with it. Let's go ahead with this. Can I make a motion to approve this?
Sure can.
I would like to make a motion to approve this exemption.
Do we have an accept?
Second.
We have a second? Okay. All those in favor of approving the exemption, please raise your hand. Then I see it passed unanimously.
There we go.
Okay. And we will consider the application for approval to be awarded.
Very good.
and we have to sign the papers. Okay, thank you. Thank you all. All we get to do is get the papers.
Mm-hmm.
Those good questions.
Yeah,
Yeah,